Life is quiet at Ohio Northern University. Located in the rural town of Ada, the campus rests between long stretches of cornfields. Less than 3,000 undergraduate students navigate the quiet walkways each day, keeping campus life calm and predictable. At a university so quiet, breaking news is hard to come by. Dramatic leads are few and far between, making student journalism a constant challenge. But tucked away at the heart of campus is the student-run media outlet Northern Review. Despite the challenges, it remains an award-winning news organization committed to pursuing the truth and telling stories that matter to the ONU community. Behind the scenes, the editors and staff of Northern Review navigate the difficulties of reporting at a university where news is scarce, but sharing meaningful stories is important. Guiding the media outlet is the editor-in-chief, whose leadership becomes crucial in a small school environment where news is hard to come by.
My name is Gabriel Mott. I'm the editor-in-chief, the news editor, and the multimedia editor at Northern Review. Being with Northern Review has been probably the most transformative experience, definitely of my college career, maybe even of my life. It is hard sometimes, and the resource limitation is definitely omnipresent, and we're always worrying about it because we don't have a whole lot of staff writers, we don't have a whole lot of sources even to get information from.
Managing an effective newsroom is challenging when you have a limited budget, small staff, and lack of available sources. Even so, Northern Review continues to deliver meaningful content to the ONU community each semester.
I've always resisted thinking that there's never something interesting going on because Ohio Northern does a lot of really cool things. And I think any one of them, really probably more than we could ever realistically cover, are newsworthy and deserve to have their stories heard. And so it's really a matter of prioritizing what is most important based on our limited resources and the interest of the people who are writing for us, and finding the most effective way to execute that in a way that will be engaging to the audience.
In addition to the editor-in-chief, Northern Review relies on editors like Karis to inspire creativity. She's just beginning her journalism journey, but she's motivated by curiosity and is determined to grow with every story she writes.
I'm Karis Williams. I am the editor of the Culture and Entertainment section of Northern Review. I've just been involved in journalism since my time at Northern Review, which started my freshman year. I got involved because my friend Michael Kirshner, I was eating lunch with him, and he was a staff writer at the time, and he said, "I'm going down to the dungeon." I was like, what could that possibly entail? So I followed him because I was curious.
Much to Karis' surprise, the dungeon turned out to be the old basement meeting room of Northern Review, and it was there that her passion for journalism began to develop.
After that first meeting, I was still kind of unfamiliar with a lot of how Ohio Northern worked, and at first I was insecure about it until I realized that Northern Review was an outlet for me to express myself and to pursue and investigate other things that were happening on campus that I was previously completely unaware of. So I really enjoyed being the culture and entertainment editor because before being the editor, I had never attended any kind of musical theater production or play or anything like that. I love doing articles where I know absolutely nothing about anything beforehand, so I get to do a lot of research. I get to speak to a lot of different people. I guess I kind of like just getting my hands dirty with different things that I have absolutely no experience in. I think I still enjoy writing things about theater the most, primarily because I enjoy getting an excuse to go see very well done productions and performances. I'm always blown away.
As Karis expands her curiosity and creativity, another member of the team has learned that journalism isn't limited to words. It can also be a space for art and expression.
My name is Anna Kate Jackson, and I don't know, I help out in a lot of different areas, I feel like, but typically I do artwork and photography, I would say. I was shocked to find it wasn't just writing. I could use other skills to get involved in an organization that is kind of at the heart of campus. You get to kind of see everything and tell a story with different mediums. It's not easy to put your opinion out there and your art out there and stuff, so it's helped me build my confidence, which I'll definitely take on with me after I graduate. It's really powerful, and I think that that's what I love the most about journalism, is it is so powerful on so many different platforms and so many different medias. I think that it's a good breath of fresh air for college students because the world can be pretty daunting, but then you can go find a story about sports or about art, maybe theater, something that you actually enjoy, and you get to read and kind of escape into another world.
While Anna Kate embraced the artistic side of journalism, Riley joined Northern Review as part of a class assignment. It is her passion for storytelling that has kept her in the newsroom since.
My name is Riley. I'm a senior psychology major with a minor in pre-law. So right now I'm applying to law school and doing all that stuff. But in the meantime, I'm a part of Northern Review as a podcast host and a writer. My podcast is a part of my honors major contract with the class Multicultural Psychology. I think for me, the podcasting feels a bit more academic just because it is tied to an honors contract which has requirements and guidelines. But the writing is really a way for me to write about what I'm passionate about that class doesn't really allow me to have the avenue for. I think I like journalism because I sort of get to look at the community and ask what's relevant to not only my life, but the lives of other people around me. One thing that I have enjoyed is relating these big real-world issues back into our community and addressing them in a way that feels more relevant to our campus.
As Riley finds her footing in the newsroom, Northern Review's advisor offers his guidance and insights behind the scenes.
I am Dr. Shane Tilden. I am an associate professor of multimedia journalism, and I am the advisor of Polar Media, which includes Northern Review, WMBN FM, and ONU3 TV. The one reason I came to Ohio Northern is that I did not want necessarily a breaking news environment. We are not going to be having breaking news about car chases or about multi-million-dollar industries going bankrupt. Rather, this is looking at the idea of personalities, looking at features, and trying to tell stories. So I think Ohio Northern is rich with the ability to tell stories that are meaningful to the community, in this case, the student body. There isn't a need to cover every story. There is not a need to have a weekly press. I think understanding what is the most important focus for the community and knowing how to tell a story well allows the editorial staff to be very selective and be very mindful to what stories are important to put in front of the student body.
I think student journalism is important at all colleges, especially at small colleges like Ohio Northern, because it's important to have an engaged student body.
I think it's really important to have reliable sources of information, and whether that be broad or small scale, people don't know everything.
I think it's especially important at a small school because what other platform are they going to have?
It can deal with some pretty serious issues that happen on campus, but it gives people a healthy voice to express those things, which I think is what we need more of in our society.
I'd really like to think that the work we're doing helps students to be aware of the things that are going on around them on campus, and it helps them to make informed opinions.
I have students that have been gone 10 years, 15 years, that come back, look at the stories that were written, and it puts them in the mindset of where they are when they attended Ohio Northern. So not only is student journalism essential to deal with the concerns of students, it is also a reflection of the past and looking it through the eyes of the past.